getting better. Slowly, but surely, it's getting better. Let's go. So I'll admit that that 3-shot group is pretty rare for me. I'm pretty fresh. I only shot about 6 or 7 arrows so far, about 17-ish yards away. But I'm going to go over in this video. It's just an update from when I got my bow at Christmas, and I'm going to tell you some stuff that's helped me, some stuff that hasn't been very helpful, what I've done to change things up. And again, this is not for advice because I'm brand new to it. This is just beginner's perspective on things. So I'm trying to think where I can begin. It's been several hundred, maybe a couple thousand arrows later since I first got this recurve. It's been a struggle. I've had to try a bunch of different things. I've had to I don't really know someone personally that shoots traditional archery, so I've had to YouTube a bunch of stuff, watch a lot of Clay Hayes, which I learned a lot from, especially from mechanics, and I've been filming myself as I draw back and telling the camera what was a good shot, what was a bad shot. That was a good shot. Working on anchoring. What has worked best for me is to actually anchor my knuckle into my front molar. Bone-to-bone connection, I guess is what they call it. That's really helped tremendously with accuracy. And also, I joined some Facebook groups, traditional archery on Facebook groups, and I have a little bit of advice for those guys. Now, I can't give much advice on this recurve because I'm brand new to it, but I can give advice on giving advice. Okay, I have been an instructor for the Sheet Metal Union for over 10 years, and I'm going into my 7th year full-time welding instructor, high school welding instructor. So I know about instruction, and I know there's good instruction and there's bad instruction. Let me start off by saying that the guys that can make their own bows, that have a tremendous amount of time and effort that they put into this sport, and they can make their own arrows, do their own turkey fletching, even some that carve their own stone points, I have the most respect for you guys. But the second that you start criticizing other people for not doing those things, I lose a lot of that respect. And that's coming from a guy that has been in archery since I was 16 years old. Let me pose a question, and then I will give you a good and bad answer. Okay? The question. I'm new to traditional archery. I bought my first recurve, Samick Sage, off Amazon. What do you recommend I put on it, or what do you recommend I do to it to get it to start shooting better? Okay? This is the wrong answer. It's a piece of foreign-made junk. Throw it in the trash. You'll never be able to shoot with it. Get yourself a real bow. Here's a good answer. That's an excellent first step in traditional archery. But might I suggest that you get rid of the factory string, because it won't do you any justice, and get a Flemish twist handmade string from one of these guys, and they list one of the guys on this site for $15, and they'll ship it directly to you. And that's what I did. I ended up one of the first things I did was switch out a string. I'll put the guy's information that I bought this off of in the link, but he has a ton of different colors. You tell him exactly what you need. I got like a camo coloration. I don't know how well you can see that, but I have brown and olive and tan and gray, I think, in there. But you can choose any kind of colors. You can choose bright colors. You can choose oranges, fluorescent greens, anything like that. He has a bunch of different options to choose from. I really like this, and it really looks good on the bow, and it honestly has made a huge difference in the way that I've shot. Another thing I did is I took the little plastic rest that came on here. I took it off. I didn't like shooting off it. I started shooting directly off the shelf. That also helped a good bit. That mixed with a lot of YouTube and a lot of practice and a lot of filming myself has slowly progressed. I've stepped back 15, 18, 20. I'm currently working on 25 yards. It's not quite there yet, if I'm going to be honest. Within 20, I went from occasionally missing the entire target to pulling it into probably a pie plate size. So I feel like that's reasonably ethical. Still experience some target panic. I don't know how I'm going to get past that. I'm sure there's ways to get past it, but that's kind of what I'm working on right now. Don't mind him. He wants to have a fire tonight. Oh, I can't believe I forgot this.
What?
The one piece of advice that I got more than anything else.
I know.
Louder.
So are you going to take this hunting this year?
I am going to try to take this hunting this year, and hopefully there's going to be a part 3 to this series where I get the bow, I practice all summer with the bow, and at the end of the blood trail, we have some venison. So stay tuned for that. So the biggest, I'm pulling up the actual video. Let's see. It said, do yourself a big favor and get a pair of 30 or 35 pound limbs. Your body will thank you. If this is your first ever recurve, you are seriously overbowed with 50 pounds. Overbowing can get you in bad habits. You need a lighter draw weight for right now. You're overbowed. You're way overbowed, man. So you'll be happy to know that I went and ordered myself, let's see if you can see this. I'm shooting some 40-pound limbs right now, and that really has helped me out with consistency and form, and I absolutely 100% agree with these guys that I was overbowed shooting 50 pounds. Now, I do think that I can put the limbs on now and be able to shoot with them. We'll see. I think that I can ethically hunt with this 40-pound recurve, especially at the 20, 18, 17 yard, 15 yard type distances. So I may keep the 40s on here, or I may try to put the 50 back on now that I have a lot of muscle memory and things of that nature. Now let's set out some real target panic. By the way, I don't recommend when you first start shooting to try to shoot at a deer target, because I did develop pretty bad target panic, and then you miss a lot and you end up hitting those plastic legs, and it's just not good for the arrow. So wait until you can start hitting targets a little bit better. Shot back a little bit. Josh, go get the stuff to light the fire. realistic of my shots. I normally pull 1 or 2 like that. That's another thing that you have to keep in mind, is that even with 40 pound limbs, I still fatigue out really quickly, and I can shoot a 70-pound compound all day long. So keep that in mind.
All right, guys, we're getting ready to have some venison hot dogs and some s'mores, and we're getting ready for deer season, and it's gonna be a good season. Like and subscribe to follow us on our season.
Did you know cows like marshmallows?